Well, hello there, scrappy friends. Suzanne here in the studio today with the follow-up video for my November 2024 counterfeit kit. I was able to play with the kit over the Thanksgiving holidays, and I made a lot of layouts and some cards, and I ended up with just having 3 pieces of paper left. 2 of these are some Echo Park and the other is Cartabella wood grain. So this kit was made up a lot of my 100 pattern paper pack plus some last of lines that I had. So it was really, really fun to work with this. It was such a huge kit. Okay, let's get started, shall we? We've got a dozen pages here to look at. And here is the first one. Don't you just love Echo Park? Here again, I still had those Scrapbook and Card Today magazines out from the last time my sister and sister-in-law were here. So I was still looking at sketches and layouts in there. And so this is one of those. So here we have the slightly up and down pieces of pattern paper. So it's a great way to use up smaller pieces. Although I actually just went ahead and cut into fresh pieces of paper early on. Just got to it. And then we've got the floral and the plaid. So I am just really happy with this. Let me show you some of those embellishment clusters. And I really like this title. They had just done Thankful across this side on theirs, but I had these stickers to use, so a day to remember. Very, very fun. So there is the first one. Here is the second one. This uses the Photoplay paper, this paper here with the green on the back, and then some wood grain as well. And here I've played around with this and tweaked the, I've tweaked my clusters several times on this one. Basically, we've got a row across the top, and then we've got anchors at the beginning and end. So this has this was a really cute sticker, little 6x6 sticker sheet from Scrapbook Customs with a Happy Thanksgiving. And I'm here for the pie. I actually got out my little notebook punch from Stampin' Up. Nice big journaling card. And some of these pretty gems. I have to admit, if you remember, I had a whole bunch of ribbon I had just gotten. Well, when I stored my kit, I had put the ribbon and some other things in a different container that I totally forgot about until the last day. So the ribbon didn't get used this time around. That's what happens when you have too big of a kit to fit all in one box. This one is really pretty. We've got some horizontal stripes and some Simple Stories leaves here, and then some more of that pretty wood grain. And then this was an old set of embellishments I had, the die cuts. And then I don't think I had put in the kit, but I found them later, were these little puffies that had that same tree motif on them. I usually, if I have die cuts and then other embellishments that go, I usually store those together, and for some reason I had split these apart. Maybe just being lazy about putting them away. So I really like this. These 2 4x4 cut apart cards really make for a nice layout. I just kept going and going. Here's this one. This one's a little simpler. Because of the busyness, sort of the in-your-face of these cameras, I just left this a little more simple on the embellishments. I used the big camera over here, and then they've got a fountain pen, so I think this would be the perfect place for journaling here. But we've got some nice big gems. These were actually Echo Park brads, where I actually took the brad part off and just used the gem. You see those glitter and glisten? Did use a little washi tape on this one. Okay, and then here's the one I did that is the pièce de résistance. I was really happy with this. I took the time to stitch. And this was actually from an idea of a layout that my sister had brought when she came. And somebody had used Stampin' Up! Comfort Cafe and had punched shapes. I just used the Starburst punch here. So it's a little fancier than circles, but not too fancy. And then I used crochet cotton to stitch. I think it's a much neater look than floss. And with having so much stitching on both pages, I just didn't want to bother with the floss. It's just a little harder to work with, so. And then some very old embellishments here. The fall and this leaf and this love this were all from Pretty Little Studio. So these are Doodlebug papers. They're just the cutest. Pretty. And then I did a couple of singles. This one here has strips layered. I actually got the idea from one of the gals in my Facebook group, Scrappy Jenny K. Shout out to her. But she had she didn't use a diagonal here, but since this again is the Pretty Little Studio paper, since it was on a diagonal, I went ahead because it just happened to fit exactly into these little quilted stars that I use for my middle sheet. I thought, okay, there's serendipity for you. And then I have it embellished with birds. I've got a thing for birds, as you'll see on the next layout. These cards were also from Pretty Little Studio. So there's that one. And then here is this one. I really like this. This again was from Scrapbook and Cards magazine. I love that they had done a lot with a very stickered border over here, very embellished layered border. So I was using basically flowers and leaves here. And then I went with the birds. Like I said, I'm a sucker for birds. And while these last two are singles, they will look good side by side in an album. All right, after that I also had scraps left over, so let me show you. I did quite a few cards. All right, let's take a look at the cards then. Here's this. Let me try and zoom in. This one's cute. Here I've just used puffies and a die cut. This was some of that Pretty Little Studio paper. Super cute. I love using puffies just really as enamel dots. Here's this one. This was an actual cut apart card left intact on the back of one of my papers. So we've got blessings here and little dots. I do glue down the puffies. I tend to find that over time they will peel up if you don't actually use extra adhesive on them. Here's this one. Here you can see I had a die cuts and puffy stickers in the exact same pattern. So I thought that made for a cute card. This one was fun. Just the word hello. Give thanks. This was such a cute paper. I can't believe I didn't use more of this on scrapbook layouts, but I had quite a bit of it left. So here we just got a couple of hearts. Give thanks. So we've got chipboard and puffies on here. So you'll notice there's no stamping on these. I scrapped my cards. Here's this one. This was from the Kelly Perky sheet, Carpe the Diem, which was funny because it was from 2012, and there was a sticker on that that spelled out 2012, but it misspelled 12. So that went in the trash. Maybe that's why it ended up at Tuesday morning or something. It's been in my stash forever. Here's another one. We got Mr. Fox there. And I've just done a couple of those punched out starburst. And then he's thinking pumpkins. And then we've got a little enamel dot there. And then last but not least, here are some smaller scraps. And Mr. Squirrel there, who's saying hello, hello. And I was glad to use up this dark brown. This was a card set that I'd gotten super cheap in a grab bag full of stuff. I almost got rid of the cards. In fact, the cards had ended up in my brown scraps folder. I thought I'd just use them for photo mats and other things, but then when I had all of these cards to make, I went ahead and used them. So I got 8 cards. So I was very happy about that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really had a good time over the holiday weekend making all these cards. There we go. Alrighty. As always, I appreciate your time and attention. Bye for a bit.